In this video, I just want to go through the file structure of a Pro Tools project. It's really important to get your head around this as it's fundamental for when you're moving projects from studio to studio, or if you're transferring files because somebody else either is going to be mixing it or they transfer files to you because they want you to mix it. First of all, I'm going to create a project, just a standard project. So I'm going to call this example. And I'm just going to get it to I'll put it on the desktop for this demonstration. So I'm going to click on this, click location, and I'm just going to set it to desktop and click open, and then click create. I'm going to get rid of these windows for the minute because the actual contents of the Pro Tools session is not important, but the file structure is. So I'm going to open up my example here, and you'll see that straight away within this, it's created a bunch of folders automatically. Most important one within that folder is this PTX file. Now, if I remove the PTX file to the desktop, I've kind of broken the chain for everything that's located within this folder. You see, the PTX file contains all the relevant information that tells the project about, informs where the audio goes, the clips, the plugins, the edits, and everything like that. So if somebody says, "Oh, send me the file," if they send you this, it's useless. Okay, it has to have everything else with it. It needs to be located within the project. Okay, so you should see a project folder, and within that, you've got your PTX file. The other thing within the hierarchy as well, all the audio files, they should have all the audio files relating to that project in there. That's something else, and make sure that they're copied across. They're not an added file, so that they need to make sure that the person sending the file is all backed up, is all relevant. And later on in another video, I'll go through about how you consolidate as well, so that you haven't got audio that doesn't belong in there or is excess and not needed for usage. But yeah, essentially all the audio file for that project is located in here. You see that it's also created bounce files. So when you create a bounce for the project, the bounce will automatically be pushed into that bounces file. So everything again is contained and self within that. Also, you have session file backups. So contained in the Pro Tools preferences, you can set up how often Pro Tools will back up the files. Again, video files if you're working from video. And this Wave Cache file basically builds the picture for the Pro Tools session. If this is missing, it's not a biggie. It just means usually if it's there, it'll open up the Pro Tools session quicker, because everything it retains all the information about how the files look in terms of the waveform. However, it's not the be all and end all. If that's not missing, Pro Tools will recreate and rebuild the audio and then add that back in. It's kind of like a bit like a preference thing that it can rebuild and recreate. So that's what you should make sure is always sent to you, or if you're sending projects out, is that they are in a complete folder, like I've shown here in this example, and that this file contents is all in within that. And then if you're transferring via sometimes the file transfer programs, sometimes they'll require it to be a zip file. It won't take it as a folder. And what you can do is right click on it and you can compress that. So you can compress the folder, and that will then make it a zippable file. So if I click on that, it should take no time at all. There it is. And it's now in a zip file that you can then also transfer if you're using online transfer methods.